And hello, all my cruising and travel friends. It is Rob, your host from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Tonight we have a fun and filled packed event tonight as we will be talking all about what to expect on your very first cruise, as this will be extremely exciting to you if you have never cruised before. But before we dive into tonight's topic, we should definitely drive over to that chat and welcome on in our viewers. So the very first person that has popped into the stream, they came in very early, like late last night. At like 11:31 my local time was Hats on a Mission. Welcome on in. Hello, Jeremy. And and next in line is Anthony on the Move. Welcome on in. And so far that's all that have entered into the live stream. So first things first, we are actually also going to, throughout the night, we are going to have a duck race. So we are going to enter some names into the duck race. So we have Anthony on the Move here. I know I spelled Anthony wrong, but I need to fix that because that's one of my pet peeves is misspelling people's names. So give me a quick moment and I will get you. There we go. And Chuma has entered into the chat. Welcome on in. And of course, if you guys got any questions, pop them into the chat if you are watching live, or if you are part of Team Replay, hashtag Team Replay, leave in that comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But of course, Jeremy early in the morning has gave me not only my breakfast, but he's also giving me my lunch with a chicken, an egg, a pig, looks like some sausage, a taco, a chicken, and a burrito. Chicken burrito. Chicken burrito. And Anthony is asking about Justin's channel. I couldn't find it earlier. Justin's channel. Let me pull that up for you quickly. And I will put it into the chat. My fingers cannot spell tonight. And it is called Traveling on the Beautiful Seas. Let's spread that one out. Two E's in there. And it should pop up like that. If not, I will do it the other easy way, which probably makes more sense to do it the easier way. Flip over like that. Oh, no, not that. Come on. Wrong one. Down a one. Flip the accounts. And then we're going to say flip over to your account. And I'm going to say copy, and we're going to paste it on over here for you. There you go, Mr. Anthony. There is Justin's link. And hello, Scott. Welcome on in. And if you would love to come on up on panel with me, go over to Messenger and you will have the link. So it's going to add Scotty into the race. And let's dive on into the first point. The very first point in what to expect on your very first cruise is to book the right cruise. This means how to choose the best cruise line ship and itinerary based on your interest and budget. So, in general, you want to make sure you are diving yourself into the absolute best cruise you can think of and what you want to get out of it. Because if you want to have a party and get down and funky like Drunk Rob does, you definitely want to be on a Carnival ship. If you want to be more laid back, like Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime, you probably want to be leaning more on like a Norwegian ship. And it all comes down to how much money are you willing to put out onto the cruise, when you want to go, what kind of cabin you want, and main of all, the itinerary. What port stops do you really want to hit and be able to see? Do you want to see Jamaica? Do you want to see the Bahamas? What do you really want to see? That is the biggest thing. So that is always a very tough one to answer. But the best person to help you with all that is contacting a travel agent, as they are the best people that can help you get on the most exciting and relaxing cruise of a lifetime. We're going to dive back over into the chat. Anthony said, thank you for the link. You guys are saying hello to each other. So, not too much going on inside the chat. So, we are going to dive back on over and talk about the second point. What's included versus extra costs. Clarity, what covers in your cruise fare. Meals, entertainment, activities, and what costs extra. Specialty dining, excursions, drinks, and Wi-Fi. So, it depends upon the cruise line that you are sailing on, what they all include. Some cruise lines will include a drink package and some Wi-Fi, or others will not. But all cruise lines that I am aware of will charge you extra just to have specialty dining. And of course, you still got your MDR and your main buffet. That is always included inside your cruise fare. And of course, you can't forget about your excursions. You will always have to pay for those extra. and you might get lucky to get some short excursions credits. So that is what's all included inside. Good coffee too. Inside your cruise fare. And of course, Nightbot is rolling on through, promoting the Facebook page. And I think that's the first time we've seen him in the chat. Oh, no. And of course, we are only 12 subscribers away from hitting that 1,000 people. So, if you haven't yet already subscribed, now's a great time as we're getting close to hitting that 1,000. And of course, once we hit that 1,000, we will finally find out who is Rob with Cruise Brothers. So let's help get to that 1,000 so we can get him on up here. All right, let me flip off Nightbot, turn him off so I can go back to the comment section. I mean, the little pagey thing here. So that's what's all inside included for your cruise versus what you have to pay for extra. And of course, if you have any questions, make sure you leave them inside that chat or in the comment section down below, and I will try and get you that answer. Packing essentials and what to leave at home. That is a very good question because you want to make sure you have what you need to have packed. And leave what you don't need to have at home. Because, for example, you really don't need to bring a knife with you because you have no need for a knife on board. Because that would definitely get you confiscated, if not banned and kicked off the ship very, very fast. But must have items for your cruise: power strips. But check with the cruise line to make sure that they are allowed before you bring them. Seasickness amenities. Formal ultras if required. So it's always great to have seasickness medication and things that are prohibited on board. So you are going to get a list and you can find it on board prior to embarking on the cruise websites what is and is not allowed on board. And of course, that's where a travel agent also comes in again. They can help you with that to tell you all the things that you need to bring. Number 4. Embarkation day process. Yes, we are finally at the day of its cruise day. So what is the step-by-step guidelines to onboarding day? Include required. You definitely need to make sure you have all your documents. Check-in process and tips for a smooth start on your vacation. So, like I mentioned, you definitely need to make sure you have that documents lined up, printed, single-sided, not double, because majority of the cruise lines want for you to have your own boarding pass in your hand, like it is like for an airline. Because if you have double-sided, the other person technically doesn't have a boarding pass in their hand. So print it out single-sided. All your documents, so your passport, your government issue ID if you're an American citizen, with a birth certificate. But I always recommend travel with a passport, because heavens forbid something happens along the trip. You missed the ship, get back on time, you have to leave for unexpected reasons, and you're in a foreign port. That birth certificate and government issue ID won't do you any good. Where a passport will give you smooth sailings to get back home with no hassle at all. The other thing you want to make sure your tips, your gratuities are prepaid, because that will help you in the process of making sure when you go through your onboard account, which is your sail and sign card for Carnival and whatever the other cruise lines want to call them, you don't have to worry about tipping the crew members and having that extra cost. But we're going to quickly dive over in the chat because I do see there are some more messages. And we see Mr. Eddie in the chat. Welcome on in. And Scott is saying hello to Anthony, and Eddie is saying what's up to everybody. Followed by Njuma. Nightbot is promoting. And yes, Nightbot is really promoting this 12 people away to go. And of course, once we hit that 12 people, we finally get to find out who Rob with Cruise Brothers is. And of course, we love each other. We always want to connect and grow. So if you haven't yet already, connect on over to my buddy Justin and check out his content from traveling on the beautiful blue seas. So I believe the only ones that have entered into this stream lately now is Mr. Eddie Lugo Studio. So let's get you on the duck race. So let's see if Eddie can win the duck race. We're going to do a round very shortly. And then we are going to continue onwards. I'm just scanning, make sure I haven't missed no one's name. As far as I know, we have not. All right, number 5. Navigating the ship. This is a very challenging one, as the ship can be quite massive. Tips on getting familiar with the ship's layout quickly, and how to use the daily cruise planner or app to plan your activities. Every evening you will typically get some type of daily activity planner of what's going on in and around the vessel, if it is or is not a port day. And there's always available on their app. And you can always flag it on the app. And it sometimes will even allow you for your traveling partners, if they are linked into your account, for you to be able to let them know what you have interest in doing and perhaps where you might be. So I always use that all the time and highlight it in the cruise planner if I receive one. And then I always like to just, wander the ships and try and take memory notes, we call them. Memory notes on where things are around the vessel and how to get there as smoothly as possible. So there is many great ways to do it. You just have to kind of dive on in and try and think, what is the best way for me, as speaking for yourself, to do it. But before we move on to number 6, we are going to have ourselves the first duck race. So if I haven't mentioned your name yet and you are here in the chat, let me know. But so far I have Anthony on the move, Jeremy, Najuma, Scotty, and Eddie. If I haven't mentioned your name, please speak up now or forever cruise your peace. I'll give you guys a few moments. In the meantime, we are going to play a small promo for an upcoming cruise this October out of Tampa, Florida. So here it is.
The Booze Cruise 3.0, hosted by Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Ports of call: Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico; out of Tampa, Florida; Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico. Aboard the Grandeur of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. Sailing October 25th to November 1st, 2025. Book today for this amazing sailing with any travel agent.
And yes, that is the Booze Cruise 3.0 on Grandeur of the Seas this October of 2025. So if you haven't yet booked already, please consider booking that cruise and let me know so we can add you, yes, you, and all in on that fun that we're going to have all week long. But without delay, let's have that duck race. So like I mentioned, we have Anthony on the move, Jeremy, Najuma, Scotty, and Eddie. So let's get that race rolling for them, and we're gonna do, say, 4 minutes. No, let's be clear. I put too many zeros in there. We're gonna set for 4 minutes, and we're off. So let's see who is going to take it the first round. So hello, Yoda. I'll add you in on the next race. And I've turned the quacking sounds off. So hopefully you guys shouldn't be able to hear no quacking constantly. Because I can only stand up with so much quacking. So let's see. Right now we have, it looks like it's a very tight race with the Juma, Jeremy, and Scotty and Anthony tie on the move, with Eddie picking up on the behind, trying to take the lead, with Eddie taking the lead. But let's see if Scotty or Jeremy or even Anthony on the move can overtake it, with Jeremy overtaking Eddie. Yes. And those ducklings are definitely going down the river. So let's see. And it really, I think it comes right down to the final 20 seconds on who is going to win this race. And once we find out who wins this race, I'll watch 10 of your videos if you are a creator. I'll watch 10 of them. Yes. Yoda, bless. Those ducks are cruising. So we're entering our final last minute in this duck race. Scotty is coming up very close. And we're going to make it big screen now so you guys can all for sure see it. Yeah, I think that's as big as I can go. And we're in the last 20 seconds. And our winner is going to be... It could be Eddie. Eddie's crocking on up there. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Anthony on the move. Congrats. Well, congrats, Anthony. I will add you to the name and watch 10 of your videos. And let me just reset this. So just give me a quick moment. Gonna go names, edit. And we're gonna add in Yoda for the next one. All right, Anthony on the move. So let me just jot that down so I don't forget. All right. There we go. You're going to get 10 videos that I will watch. Because I'm positive you are definitely a creator. All right, let's get myself back up onto the screen. And Scotty is cheering himself on in that race. Anthony's saying hello to Yodas. Everyone's congratulating Anthony, and Scotty at least came in and said, at least I beat Eddie like I am in go-kart on 4.0. Well, I don't know about that, Scotty. I don't know about that. Because I know probably someone else might beat you. But the main attraction is that Eddie does not come in first. That is the main attraction. I know he's going to start smash talking, and I'm fine with that. It is, at the end of the day, it's just a friendly race. And Yoda's, I just dropped the like button. Thank you so much for giving me that like. All right, let's move on to number 6. Dining options and equity. Overview of main dining room, buffet, specialty restaurants, and how dining times or reservations work. In most cruise lines, you may just have to just show up and they will seat you once they have a table that will accommodate your party. For others, you need to make reservations. For example, for specialty dining restaurants, you need to make sure you have some type of reservation so they know when you are coming and how many of you are coming. Versus the MDR, you may or may not need to. For example, if you are cruising on Carnival, if you have early time dining or late time dining, they know how many there are of you, and they know when you are coming because you have specified if you want the early dining or the late dining. Comparable to anytime dining, or on Norwegian called freestyle dining, they don't know when you're going to show up, and you'll have to enter a queue to get your time into the dining room, and you may have to wait. So you have to check in on the app or at the front desk. So that is how the dining works. And we're going to welcome on in ACEFLA1. Welcome on in. I'm not sure how to pronounce your channel name, but welcome on in. And they are asking, what's the C date? I'm assuming you are talking about the Booze Cruise 3.0. That is October 25th to November 1st on Grandeur of the seas. And before we get too far ahead, I'm going to put you guys in on the duck race, ACEF. ACEF. L1A. 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 And Scotty J. Yes, we're going to be having another duck race shortly. And you guys are saying hello to each other. And anytime, I hope that you can make this cruise. Number 7 is talking about shore excursions versus exploring on your own. Pros and cons on booking official excursions through the cruise line versus venturing out independently at port. All right. The quick and easiest nutshell on this one is when you book excursions through the cruise line, they guarantee you, yes, I use the word guarantee, that you will make it back to the ship without them leaving on you. But you need to keep this key thing in mind. If the ship leaves at 6 o'clock, so the all-board time is say 5:30, and your excursion got back at 3:30, which gives you 2 whole hours to explore the port. If you don't come back on board in time within that 2 hours, your excursion has officially checked back in at the port. So now you are 100% on your own. So if you overdo that 2 hours and miss the ship, you need to find yourself the way to the next port of call. But if that excursion has not yet checked in, like I mentioned, they will hold that ship up there for you so you can get back on board and make the rest of your cruise and not have to worry about finding your own way back to the port of call. But if you chose to explore the port on your own, or even venture off and do your own excursion, like in Cozumel, going to Mr. Sancho's, Paradise Beach, or anything else, you are fully 100% on your own if something goes south. So I highly recommend that you always book through the cruise line. And if you choose to venture out on your own, make sure you have a very close eye on what time it is and be back long before that final call. So whenever I decide to venture out in Cozumel and I want to say I want to go to Paradise Beach, if all board time is 4:30, I'm going to make sure I'm back at the ship. Yes, I'm back at that ship by no later than 2:30, 3 o'clock at the latest. So if something does go south and something happens, I know I have extra amount of time to get myself back there so I don't have to find my own way to the next port of call, which could be back to the home cruise port. But let's dive back in to the chat. Scotty is saying hello to Najuma. And Ace Flat A1, if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, saying I can't remember that I took a cruise on October 31st on a Halloween, but it was in Italy in 2010. And they said it was on the Celebrity Equinox. Nice. That's one cruise line and ship I have not been on yet. And of course, Nightbot is promoting. If you are new to this channel, please consider giving us a big thumbs up, which even if you're not new, still give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe and set the notifications bell to all so you won't miss anything from this very amazing channel. And of course, we are only 12. Yes, I said 12. 12 away from hitting that big milestone of 1,000. So let's get it done. And thank you so much for connecting with me. Let's move on to number 8, which is we are be talking all about how to stay connected. Staying connected at sea. What to know about onboard Wi-Fi. Well, I'll tell you straight up, the Wi-Fi sucks. Because it's not the greatest. Roaming charges and staying in touch with family and friends. The Wi-Fi on board isn't the greatest. It sometimes can be extremely slow. So it's best if you just disconnect. But if you do choose to buy the Wi-Fi, be mindful that you know it's going to be slow. And using your roaming for your phone, that can easily rack up a bill extremely fast. So what I always recommend to everybody is turn the cell phone onto airplane mode and don't turn it off until you get home. Even better yet, turn the phone off and don't turn it back on until you get home. Because then there's absolutely no way you can rack up a bill. But if you need to stay connected, get the Wi-Fi and just use the Messenger app, whether it be Facebook, WhatsApp, or whatever social media that you use to communicate back and forth with friends and family. But I always use my 150 minutes of internet minutes when I'm cruising Norwegian cruise lines. We're going to quickly dive back into the chat. And Ace Flat A1, I'm trying to pronounce your name correctly. Please correct me if I am pronouncing it wrong, because I do try my hardest to pronounce everybody's name correctly, name and channel. I'm trying to get 6,000. Are you talking about I'm assuming you're talking about 6,000 subscribers. I will check you on out. And I'm pretty sure I'm not subscribed to you yet. So I will make that connection. ACEFL1A. I will do that as best as I can. All right. And you are talking about on Princess Cruise you can have to get platinum level. Okay, and it's okay. Yes, and it's 6,000 subscribers. All right. And that was number 7. So, oh, that was number 8. Correction. Number 8. So we are now into number 9. Handling sickness and staying healthy. Tips for managing motion sickness, staying hydrated, and practicing good hygiene to avoid illness on board. This is a very great one that you can do. So let's break it all down bit by bit. Managing motion sickness. If you are noticing that you are having motion sickness, there are enemies out there, whether it be the patch that you can put behind your ear, some pills, or even ask guest services for some stuff. Because typically they will have some stuff behind the counter. If not, for sure they'll have it in the gift shops on board. Now keep in mind, if you have to buy that stuff on board, you will pay a decent penny. So the best thing to do is bring some with you on your cruise, and if you run low or out, or just happen to forget to get it, try to hold off until you get to a port of call and buy it at that port. Staying hydrated. It is always great to drink lots of water, soda. In my case, I like soda. And even some maybe adult drinks if you want. But preferably stick to the juice, the soda, and mainly the water. And make sure you are always constantly having something to drink. Constantly. Next, we mentioned that we want to be talking about practicing good hygiene. Good hygiene, that's pretty basic to get through. It's the same thing as if you are on land. So make sure you're always bathing and washing every single night, if not every other night. And you are always washing and sanitizing. Like every time I see those sanitizer machines, I just stick my hand under it, let it spit out some sanitizer, and just sanitize my hand. Because there are plenty of germs that float around that ship. Those are just some key factors. And of course, like I mentioned throughout this whole entire live stream, if you got plenty suggestions, just leave them in that comment section right over there, or in the comment section right down below if you are part of team #replay. But we're going to dive back over into the chat before we do our final point. And then we will have another duck race. Ace flat A1 is saying it means it's about 3 minutes of Wi-Fi. Yes, you are going to get some free minutes of Wi-Fi when you cruise on Norwegian of 150 minutes. And we have Mr. Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel. Welcome on in. We will get you on the duck race. Ocean. Whoops. to ocean travel. And I believe I did see Texas come in. So welcome on in. Yes, I did. I did see Mr. Texas come on in. So welcome on in. Glad to see you here. And of course, if you haven't yet already, let's give a big thumbs up and smash with the like button. And subscribe, as we are on the road to 1,000, as we are only less than 12 away, I believe now, because I did believe I got some throughout the stream. But let's take a quick peek what the current true count is. It appears we are, correction, about 13 away. So let's try and reach that 1,000 as soon as we possibly can. So we are going to now dive into the final key point I have here. And we are talking about, unfortunately, every cruise has to come to an end. And it's disembarkation day and final trip. What to expect when leaving the ship, including customs, process, luggage handling, and making post-cruise travel arrangements. Yes, we all don't like this day to come, but unfortunately it needs to come because a brand new set of people, of cruisers, are ready to embark on their journey. And of course, every trip needs to come to an end so we can get ready and set for the next one. So, let's break it all down bit by bit. The customs process. In most cases, you are going to probably be returning back to the same port of call where you started. So, majority of the times you will have to only do the face recognition, but you want to make sure you have your passport in hand so you can ease through the process if you need to present your passport to a border customs officer. In other cases, if you're doing a transatlantic, and I haven't yet to do a transatlantic or a one-way crossing where it might be start from one side of Europe and go to another part of Europe, you may have to present your passport to that customs officer. But always make sure you have your passport in hand, ready to present if you need it, and any other documents that is associated with it. The next thing in mind is that you need to collect your luggage before you even go through the borders to see those custom agents. So how do you do that? You leave your baggage outside of your door with the appropriate tag that you received or picked up from the main area, which is technically down by guest services if you need to pick them up. And it will tell you where in the terminal to pick up your luggage if you choose to check the luggage in the night before. But of course, you have the option to do easy check off, which is you're carrying your own luggage off of the ship, which some people prefer to do that, especially if they are on a very tight flight connecting to get to the airport. And finally, we mentioned about getting to the airport, but how are you going to get there? The cruise lines offer cruise shuttle over there so you can get yourself there smoothly for a reasonable price. But if they don't have it, you need to make arrangements before you get on the ship, or get someone to take you over there, like a friend, a family member that happens to live in the area, or if they're willing to drive down there to pick you up and take you to the airport, or even hire yourself a taxi, an Uber, or even a Lyft, so you're able to make your flight connection if you are going directly to the airport. And if you're not, then wherever your travel plans may take you next. So, of course, that's where amazing travel agents come in. They will make sure and guide you through all the processes so you can get to your next adventure as easily as possible and get home safely. But before we do our final duck race, we are diving back into the chat, and people are saying hello to Rick from Texas Cruiser. Hello to Bruce. Texas Cruiser mentioned that he watched some of your latest videos today. I'm more than sure that Scott does much appreciate it. And you was with CCA and Cruise Life TV. I wonder what videos those could have been, Scotty. So, without delay, let's get back on over to the race. And if I haven't mentioned you yet, and you're not on this duck race, please let me know and I'll add you in. Let's see who. Aaron. All right. I don't know this one, George or Aaron. So let's get this back up to date. I know we have Najuma here. Jeremy. I believe I said Scotty earlier. Who else am I missing? Anthony on the move. I believe that's everyone. If I have not mentioned yet, let me know and I will put you on there. I'll give you guys a few moments. So I have Najuma, Jeremy, Scotty, Anthony on the move, Yoda, Ace Flat, 1A, Scotty J, Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel, and Texas Cruiser. So if I missed you, please let me know. And Najuma's mentioned about Eddie, which I'll get Eddie back up here. I had a feeling I was missing somebody. And in the meantime, while some names come in through that I might have missed, I will pull up Texas Cruiser's comment. The recognition program in the Galveston Royal Terminal is very fast, and the posters that we use get us past customs quickly. We have passports. Yes, I have yet to cruise out of the port of Galveston, and I will be in the upcoming years. So it looks like I have not missed anyone else. So without delay, let's get this race rolling. And we are going to do it for, let's go this time for 10 whole minutes. Are we ready? Let's get rocking. So let's find out who is going to take this winning of the race. And like I mentioned earlier, for Anthony, whoever wins this race, you will also win 10 videos that I will watch. So once you go to Galveston, and Texas is saying once you go to Galveston, you won't go anywhere else. Well, let's see how that is. Because I do definitely enjoy cruising. And Galveston is a cruise port I definitely want to check on out. So within the first 2 minutes, it looks like we have almost a tie, but with Anthony on the move, trying to quack his way on up into the lead. So let's find out who is going to win 10 videos. Will Anthony gain additional 10 videos? In the meantime, Anthony is cheering his duck on, and Texas is saying Galveston will open a fourth terminal in November. Yes, they will be. That I believe that is the Embassy terminal. So that will be exciting for the port of Galveston. So let's see how this race is playing on out. Anthony is saying, Texas Cruiser, I'm hoping to be there in November. Yes, sirree. Because I believe I heard that's only like a 6-hour drive. And that will be for the MSC Seascape inaugural cruise out of Galveston in November. I honestly wish I could make it, but unfortunately, I'm out of PTO at my work for the rest of the year. But I wish I could make it. That would be something interesting. And hello, cruising is fun anytime. Welcome on in. And yes, we are quacking. So we are entering the last 5 minutes into this duck race. And like I mentioned, the winner of this cruise, the winner of this duck race gets to have 10 videos watched. So let's find out who gets to have 10 of their videos watched. And in the meantime, let's do a check on the subscriber count. We are sitting at 13 away. We are now 13 away from the 1,000 mark. So, and each other are saying hello to each other. And the ducks are just quacking away. All right, so we're about to hit our final 2 minutes, and it's been a very tight race. So where is everyone gonna end up? So let's find on out. And here comes in the last 20 seconds of the race in the next 10 seconds. So we are gonna go with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here is the true final push of the race. As that's when I find that's when the real race begins. 3, 2, 1. The winner is Yoda. You've got yourself 10 videos watched. You are Yoda. Let me make sure I have your channel correctly. I just gotta scroll to find your comment that you made. There's Texas, Bruce. See. Let's see if I can find one of your comments. Yoda's blessed life. There we go. Congrats. So, thank you all for coming on out, and today's winners will get 10 videos watched by me as soon as I possibly can. So, on the way out, let's take a look at one of the dance clips that was done on a carnival ship. And we are going to go with round 2 of the dog. So until next time, I will see you all on the high seas or wherever travels may take us. Until then, bye for now. Enjoy the dog clip.
Now, 2 people moving on to the final round of our legendary video. All right, it's time to find out. Let's have Mr. Robin coming up first. Leia, let's go ahead and tell him which animal Mr. Robin is going to be doing today and hand him his towel as well. Let's go. Mr. Robin, today's animal is?
It's a dog.
A dog. All right, here's your towel, Mr. Roberts. Now you need to be as creative as possible with this towel, okay? You need to use this towel as whatever way you can to make it part of your dog. Do you understand? You can make a towel, you can make it a tail, you can make whatever you need this to be, okay? Get as creative as possible. We're gonna play this song, you're gonna make it all the way down, and at the end I want to hear your best dog bark, okay? Are you ready? Be ready! Let's give a round of applause, everybody. Mr. Robin is kicking us off with a dog. Let's hit it, DJ. Let the dog out! Let the dog out! Let the dog out! That's right, come on. All right, give me a big into your best dog. Come on, 3, 2, 1. Do it again, do it again. Oh, do it again. All right, we love you. Great job. You can head on back to Leia. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I love that. All right. Yeah. Judges, you're going to go ahead and score this out. Yeah, all right. Who's our first chairman of this round? Let's find out, Miss Leia. Who do we have up first?
All right, we have Robert from Toronto, Canada.
All right, Mr. Robert, all the way from our neighbors from the north. Now, Robin, you are the first man, okay, going up this round. So don't let down the gentleman. You better bring it and give it everything you got. Let's hit it, DJ. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, Robert. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Get down on it. Oh my goodness, Robert. Let's have your final pose, sir. In 3, 2, 1. Oh! said I am a rock star. Great job, Mr. Robert, coming through with those dance moves. He even said, look how